What is going on, and welcome to round 2 of our March Madness Bourbon Bracket Single Barrel Edition, where we have our final 4 going up against each other. If you don't know how we got here, make sure you go back and you watch the other videos. But today we have Smoke Wagon from Southern Spirits. We have one of my picks with Dusty Dan and a bunch of other groups. The Wonka Surprise, the Boot Clapper Rye, same group picked this one. If these two go up against each other, that is going to be a showdown. And then, of course, we have our Blanton Straight from the Barrel, which was gifted to me when my daughter was born. My wife is going to come down. She's going to pour these up. We've got our Bourbon of the Week glass over here. We have our plain glass over here. She's going to pour them in the shot glasses, so we have just enough of each. Blacked out Glencairn, so we don't know what's what. She's going to take the bottle. She's going to remove them from the bar, so I don't know which one has less in it. Everything we got to do to make sure you guys are happy and don't think this is rigged by any means, but that's what we're going to do. Let's pour them up. Let's try them out. Let's see who's moving on to the championship round. Who do you think is going to win it?
All right, I'll send Chris down.
All right, let's get it. Round 1 on here. I guess it's round 2, match 1, whatever. Round 1, that's what we're going to put, okay? What's on here, we're going to write our answer on here. We're going to throw this on the bar. We're not even going to look at this until we already shoot both videos. So I can't edit. I can't do anything until both videos are shot. My center screen, I feel like that bothers me. So both videos are shot, so we're not opening this. But by the power of editing, I'll edit them both after and pick the winners. Obviously, we'll look at them. So at the end of this video, you'll still know who wins. So let's see. We have Blanton Straight from the Barrel. Gotta tell you, I think that one's gonna win. I thought that one was gonna win from the very beginning, but do not be surprised if Boot Clapper Rye can take Blanton Straight from the Barrel. If they're going up against each other in the championship round, that'll be crazy. If they're going up against each other now, it's gonna be tough. One of them has to move on, one of them does not. But everybody knows, before we get started on all of that, time for the traditional sip. Cheers, y'all. I mean, all of these are good. I will say this, when Smoke Wagon went up against, I don't even remember who it beat in the last round. Go back and watch the video. Whatever it beat, I said whichever one of these wins is not going to win the next round. So I'm kind of hoping I'm right on that. I did not think it was that good going into that round, so I don't think it's going to be able to beat any of the bottles here. I mean, I'm kind of biased on 2 of these bottles. I'm hoping she didn't put them up against each other, because then one's guaranteed to, I guess they're not guaranteed to be in the second round. Then I'm kind of hoping she did put them up against each other, because then I'm guaranteeing to have one of my picks in the second round or in the championship round. This right here, good. Super, super spicy on this one. In the middle, sweet on the beginning, super spicy in the middle, a lot of black pepper on this. Doesn't feel like a double barrel rye, to be quite honest with you, but I only took 1 sip. Proof, it's definitely up there, 120s, pushing 120s. So I think this, I mean, this could be any, I think they're all pretty much higher proof. Oh man, that is good. Does dry out the tongue a little bit. Maybe I don't think that's the double barrel rye, but there's definitely like a rye heavy influence on that. Spicy, ethanol-y, rich, dense, super sweet on the front, actually, like burnt caramel, something like that. Definitely some oak presence on the end, so there's probably some age behind that. That is really freaking good. Ooh. Ooh. These two are both, this sucks. This sucks to do. These two are both bangers in different ways. This one is just a straight up brown sugar bomb. Absolutely fantastic. I literally, when I make like a dark soy sauce myself at home, just basically straight up soy sauce with brown sugar, like a little sesame oil in there, a couple other, maybe like a hint of molasses, but you don't really, when you have the brown sugar, you don't really need the molasses. But I make like a dark soy sauce. We actually had some for dinner tonight. This is just a brown sugar bomb. It's reminding me of that. It's so good on like rice and chicken and like any type of Chinese food that you're gonna make. This right here is brown sugar, still high. This is still high ethanol. I think it's still up in the 115s, 120s. I mean, I feel like I'm saying that, and aren't all of them? Like, am I gonna be wrong if you know what I mean? This is damn near impossible. I'll be quite honest with you. Both of these are so good in different ways that it's going to be, I don't know how you would pick one of these. I don't know, like, I don't know what I'm looking for. That I love both of these glasses. I think this should be the championship round, to be quite honest with you. And that's, I mean, I think this is my, I think it's the Dusty Wonka versus Straight from the Barrel, if I had to guess. I don't think this is the double barrel rye, although I am questioning myself on that. Just because of that oak presence on the end, a little bit of tannins, which I don't usually love, but it doesn't dry out the palate too much, and the sweetness just overwhelms you that it doesn't bother you when you get into that spiciness there. Oh my God, these are both so, or they could be both of our backbone picks. Would not surprise me at all. And that would suck because we got to get rid of one of them now rather than in the championship round. Although again, I think Blanton's deserves to be in the championship round too. So there's no real losers here. I'll be honest with you, except maybe that smoke wagon. But again, maybe this is one of these is a smoke wagon, and I'm just over here feeding my ego with our picks versus actually focusing on the glass. I shouldn't even be. This is the thing. Every time I do these videos, I want to guess which one it is. Then everybody's like, stop trying to figure out which one it is. Just drink it and see which one you like better. And I know, but I don't know which one I like better. This is actually, it's too close to call. I'm trying to remember. I don't know why I can't remember this. I think the smoke wagon was the lowest proof. I think the smoke wagon that's the one that I was doing the math wrong on that. It was like 56 and I said it was 120. So I think that's like 112.9. If I remember, I think it's 56.45. So that's 112. I know my picks were 130 and 120. And then the straight from the barrel is 128. So again, this is just me going through things mentally. These 120, 130, 128, it's got to be one of those. There's no way this is 112 or 113. Oh, this bothers me because the last time I did this, I had to do 4 rounds of not knowing which one was which. So I literally had to drink. It was like a week and a half in between drinking my first round and finding out who the winner was. And I couldn't edit the video either because I would watch Marissa pour it. So I didn't have any recollection of what I was tasting, what I was talking about. I didn't even look at the video on my phone or my camera now, anything. So I had no recollection like what I said about those bottles. So it's just, this will be a little bit easier because I can probably shoot these in back-to-back nights and then pick the winner. So that'll be nice. But I got to remember how close this one was because this is really freaking close. All right, let's hone in here. I'm talking about how good these are, but I'm not talking about which one I like better. Let's hone in here. Let's talk about what I don't like about the glass, okay? Because so far, it's everything I love about whiskey, right? I get the spicy, I get the sweet, I get a little bit of tannins, a little bit of dryness, a little bit of oakiness on the end of this one. I don't always love the tannins and the dryness, especially if they take over the glass. For this particular glass, it does not do that, which is why I think I love it so much. You got to walk a fine line with me between like over oaked and over tannins and age. I think it's, people are always out there like, I want the oldest whiskey on the market. And I'm like, I don't. And then it's crazy because you get something like, for me, Russell's Reserve 13 Batch 3, which had the 20-year-old whiskey in it, was over oaked, but then Russell's Reserve 15 is damn near perfection in my eyes. So it's like, how do you get a 13 that's over oaked and a 15 that's perfect? You got to walk a line, and some companies do it a lot better than others. What don't I like? I mean, we're down to the nitty gritty here. This is a spice bomb. It's a lot of spice on this. Black pepper, clove, maybe like some I don't want to say like cinnamon, like big red cinnamon type of thing. Not like cinnamon and sugar on your toast in the morning, but cinnamon like big red cinnamon. Like you take a deep breath in and it kind of cools the back of your throat there. A lot of spice on this. I love spice. I absolutely love spice. But when it comes to whiskey, I'm looking for sweetness. It's just the way I am. I'm looking for sweetness, and I think this glass is giving me the sweetness that I love. Any other day of the week, guys, this glass is phenomenal. It would be a lot of other glasses in my collection. This glass right here, I think, let's go. It's been a minute. Let me sip it again. It's just giving me more sweetness. They're very close. They're very similar. But it's giving me more sweetness. And I think that's what's going to win. It also feels a little bit less ethanol-y, but again, this could be the 120 versus the 130. So like 10 proof points difference, it should be a little bit less ethanol-y. You know what I mean? That's where it gets tough when you do blinds and you don't know proofs and everything like that. So is it less ethanol-y because it's 128 versus 130 and they should be about the same, and this is just crushing it on drinkability? Or is it less ethanol-y because, I mean, this could even be Smoke Wagon at 113, and because it's drinking less harsh, because it's drinking less ethanol-y, I'm now equating that to a little bit smoother of a mouthfeel, a little bit easier of an experience with drinking it. But for me, with my palate, I'm pretty well versed to the sweetness side of things. So that's going to stand out. Like immediately my mind can go to the sweet side of things. So if it's hard to find in this glass, that means it's not really there. It's there. There's still, I already told you, there's a very good sweetness on this. Almost, there might almost be like a, what's the sweetness that I'm getting on this? This sweetness almost feels like, it's almost like I eat pound cake sometimes in the morning when we're feeling, you know, a little bit extra. We eat pound cake that we buy from the grocery store. And that's kind of the sweetness that you're getting. You're getting like a pound cakey, like almost desserty kind of sweetness on the front of this. And then it's moving right into that spice that I was telling you about. But then you're moving into that oak. So that's the other thing is like, this one's giving me a little bit more of an age presence to it than this one over here. And if you can walk that line correctly, I enjoy that, such as I do on this glass, where it's not like it's lacking on this glass. It's not like it's not there at all. But this glass is spicy and agey. You get that oak and that tannins and everything like that. I was gonna say leather, but there's definitely, it doesn't go that far. It doesn't go into the leather and the chocolates or anything like that. But you get some age behind this. This glass, the sweetness punches you in the face with that dark brown sugar, those dark burnt caramel notes, and then goes into a little bit of spice. You still get the spice that I'm experiencing here, but not as much. And then it doesn't quite go as deep into that over-oaked, over-aged state. Not that this one isn't over-oaked or over-aged, but it doesn't go into that age flavor profile. It doesn't go into that barrel char. It doesn't go into those tannins, which again, I don't always love. So it's like, I enjoy what I'm getting. This is tough. This is really tough. I feel like I'm rambling at this point and saying the same thing over and over again, but this is like how this is what I think about in my mind while I'm drinking these things. I got to give it to this glass over here. I got to give it to the Bourbon of the Week glass. But guys, this was as close as it could be. If this was the championship round, this would be tough. This would be very, very tough for the championship round. I'm curious. This is gonna be the other hard part with me is I now have my mind dead set on the fact that neither one of these is Smoke Wagon, which means I'm going to have my mind dead set on the fact that one of the next two is Smoke Wagon. And I'm also going to be thinking about the fact that I said Smoke Wagon will not win. So now I'm going to be searching for this is such a psychological game as well, this March Madness thing, where it's like, get out of your own head, Chris. Stop thinking about what it could be and just enjoy the whiskey. And trust me, I wish I could. I wish my mind worked that way, but this is where I'm at. This is what I do when I drink whiskey. I'm always overanalyzing everything in life, in this, and whatever I do. I just overanalyze. Whatever I will say is, if you have an opportunity to try whatever this glass is, try it. That's damn near perfection when it comes to what I love about whiskey. If you like spicy whiskey, if you're more towards the rye side of things, if you're more towards the spicy, black peppery, clove side of things, this is like the ideal glass. If somebody was like, what does a good high rye bourbon taste like? If I could create a category for high rye bourbon, I'm assuming this is a high rye bourbon. That is what I would tell you. If this is the double barrel rye, this is such a whiskey bourbon drinker's double barrel rye because it doesn't just punch you in the face with rye. It gives you that sweetness still that I was talking about. So I'm kind of hoping this is the double barrel rye and you guys are watching this thinking, oh, I don't like ryes. I'm never liked ryes. That's one to try. Backbone double barrel rye. Either way, because I still already know it's delicious. But if that's what that is, this just cements that fact. Listen, maybe you're just coming from my last video or my next video, I suppose, because this is, I just shot the other round. You got to check out that video. It'll be out. You won't see it for at least another 2 or 3 days. The matchups are crazy. You already know who is in this round and who won this round. I don't know. I don't know anything about this round. This is exciting to me, especially knowing who won and who went up against each other in the second round. So you already know who's going up against each other because there's only 2 bottles left after you saw Marissa pour these bottles. I don't know anything about these bottles. Let's find out who won. Oh my God, I can't believe who it's going up against. This is a lot of fun. Guys, I have a lot of fun doing these videos. I already mentioned it in the next video. The views on these videos they're not great. I'll be completely honest with you. And it's one of those things where WhiskeyTube in general seems like it's on the decline. I can see it. The tea leaves are there, right? We see some of the bigger creators losing views. I've never done it for the views. Or maybe early on when I was like getting 50 views, I was like, what can I do to get a little bit more engagement? I feel like I've got my spot right now. I do a lot of funny content on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube shorts. I drink whiskey anyway. I just put a camera in front of me while I do it. This right here is what's fun for me. Doing blinds, I film it, I put it on the internet for all to see, and 200 people see it, and that's fine with me. If you're in the business to make money, I understand that. There's some creators out there that have the content and have the ability to make some money off of this. I'm just in this for the fun, and that's how we're gonna keep doing it. Let's find out who won. Bourbon of the week glass. I thought it was the straight from the barrel versus the double barrel rye backbone pick, but let's find out what it was. Blanton's single barrel versus backbone bourbon Dusty Dan. The winner, Blanton's single barrel. You guys already knew that though. Blanton's single barrel will be taking on, you'll find out in a couple of days. Make sure you check out that video. That video is a lot of fun. I pretty much don't edit that entire video because my reaction throughout the entire process is hilarious. Make sure you check that. Blanton's though, moving on. That Dusty Dan backbone, that pick is that Wonka pick. If you're not checking out Dusty Dan, hello again, whiskey friends, Drifting Drams, Whiskey Uncensored, myself, these picks are good. We're putting out good picks. These are the type of people that will decline a pick if they're not worthwhile. So make sure you check them out. And that's where I'm going to leave you for today. Make sure you check me out on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week. Go click that follow button over there. We're pushing 25,000, which is absolutely crazy. Click that like and subscribe button right here on YouTube. We're pushing 10,000, even crazier. Make sure you check out our Discord and our Patreon. Both those links in the description below. We're doing a Patreon hangout. We're actually going to Sagamore and doing a pick with patrons. The only way you can do that is become a patron. Make sure you check that out. Link in the description below. Please don't drink and drive. Always drink responsibly. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay trying picks from Dusty Dan and myself. And hello again, whiskey friends, and Drifting Drams, and Whiskey Uncensored, and everybody else. Cheers, y'all.